Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hey. So, oh my gosh, I was watching Selling Sunset. If you guys have never heard of Selling Sunset, it is on Netflix, and basically it's a bunch of women who work for this real estate company, and they sell houses, real estate and stuff like that. And one of my favorite things about this show is the fact that Netflix was able to balance the drama and still keep the real estate aspect of the show. Like, I really like this show. They actually have Selling Sunset, Selling Sunset OC, and they used to have Selling Sunset Tampa that I think they should bring back. I don't know why they got rid of it, but I really think they should bring Selling Sunset Tampa back. But I'm gonna talk about regular Selling Sunset before I go to the movies to go see The Little Mermaid by myself, because why not? I love The Little Mermaid, and I've been waiting for this, and Halle Bailey's gonna be in this movie, so, and Melissa McCarthy. So I'm like really, really excited about this movie, and I'm excited to go see it, and I got a little bit of time before I go, and I want to talk about Selling Sunset. So let's jump into this video. Okay, so I'm gonna be talking about season 6, because that's the latest season that came out. I don't know if there's gonna be a part 2 to season 6, but it looks like there was supposed to be, but I'm not really sure. It hasn't came out or anything like that, so I have to do my research on that for sure. But I really need to talk about mostly Bree and Chelsea and Chriselle and Nicole. I'm going to start off with Bree and Chelsea because I think their dynamic is very interesting for whatever reason. I don't understand it, but whatever. So Bree is actually new to the show. This is her first time on the show this season. And the interesting about her is that she is basically one of Nick Cannon's baby mamas, okay? I hate to say that term, but I mean, it is what it is. Anyways, so she had one of Nick Cannon's babies, and Chelsea kind of, I feel like when Brie came on, Chelsea already had this like disliking of Brie, and then the whole Nick Cannon situation, she just brought it on to her, and I don't know why. I don't know if Chelsea felt threatened or what by Brie, but I really don't understand where this dislike came from. I feel like if Chelsea already had an idea of Brie, I would have liked Chelsea this season to actually get to know Brie first, and then maybe go into not liking her after she didn't actually after she actually got to know Brie or whatever. So then it'll be like you don't just hate her for no reason, you know? Or not even just hate, but just strongly dislike her. I felt like Brie didn't have a fair Brie did not have a fair chance with Chelsea. Chelsea basically brought up about Nick Cannon and how that goes against her beliefs and stuff like that, and just automatically just judging her. What I feel like Brie did was she came on here, hey, little girl. So what I feel like Brie did that she probably shouldn't have was she talked about the relationship and how there was no contract, and Nick Cannon didn't have to pay for his children and stuff like that. And she went on about how if you have 10 kids, then you don't have to pay child support. I've heard that theory before, I don't know if that's true or not, but I have heard that before. I've actually had a guy who has 4 kids come to me and he was like, yeah, I want 6 more kids. And I was like, yo, that's like a very specific number. And if you know 4 plus 6 is 10. And I'm like, oh, well, if he has 6 more kids, then he's going to try to get out of that child support. So I'm not saying that it's not true. I'm not saying it is true. But I've just heard that theory before. And that was a red flag to me to walk away from that guy. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, I don't know what Nick Cannon has told her or anything like that, but judging by what Bree has said, it sounds like Nick Cannon was more of a sperm donor than having like these contracts or whatever. But she made it seem like, Nick is laying up in the bed with him and stuff like that. I mean, with her and stuff like that. And like, they were in a relationship. And I'm just like, y'all not in a relationship, girl. If on the show, actually, she was with Chelsea because her and Chelsea briefly made up, but I feel like it was a fake makeup and Chelsea still really didn't like her. And Chelsea basically was just like, while they were hanging out together, it came out that Nick Cannon had another baby. And Chelsea said, went back to the real estate agency and talked about it with the other girls and was like, oh, she was really sad, and just putting her 2 cents into the whole situation and whatnot. And I don't know what Nick Cannon is telling these women. I don't know I don't know any of that. I don't know what is being told to them. But to me, it seems like he's telling them, you're the only girl that I want, or something like that. Because the way Bree made it seem like she was his girlfriend in a sense. Like, I don't know if in her head she was like with him or what, but she was kind of emotionally like attached in a sense. I don't know. It's a really weird dynamic. And if I were women, I would just stay away from Nick Cannon. Like, I just wouldn't give him any more babies whatsoever, because it's just really, really weird what's going on. So, and she could have been just saying that stuff just to like not really put anything out there about contracts and stuff like that. And that's very well possible. But I feel like Chelsea should not have prejudged her and really have gotten to know her and gotten to know the situation before putting her 2 cents into what she felt was going on or what she thought was going on. That's what I think. Like, there was a scene where she was hanging out with Emma. It was actually the last episode. And she was more vulnerable and stuff like that. And I like that of Chelsea. But it still didn't give her the right, just because of her circumstances and stuff like that, did not give her the right to prejudge Bree. Like, just because, I'm not even going to go into, like, Chelsea's story. Like, y'all should really watch it. But I just feel like I get where Bree's coming from, because we all feel the same way when it comes to Nick Cannon and these kids, and how he's not going to have time for each one of these kids and just to be there for them, for their growth. And that's missing out on a parent, because he has all these other kids with all these different baby mamas and stuff like that. And he's not able to physically be there for each one of those kids the way that they need to be and work the jobs that he works. Like, I don't understand how Nick Cannon is able to balance all of this lifestyle. So I don't know, like, really what to say. I don't want to judge Bree for being one of Nick's, like, I hate to say baby mama, but baby mama. I really don't want to judge her for that. I don't want to judge any of the women for it, but if all the women are like how Bree are, I would I don't think any other woman should be with him or have any kids with him. Because even Mariah Carey had her issues and him not being there for the kids. And I honestly feel like he didn't start acting this way until Mariah Carey like wanted to divorce from him. And I like that situation right there. I'm side eyeing like hard, because I'm like, did she leave him because he had the medical condition? Like, he went through a lot. So I don't know. I don't know what happened with that divorce. I don't know if he was just too much for Mariah, or I don't know. I don't know. Because they were doing a lot of talking on Wild and Out when he was with her, and just kind of like, the relationship. And I don't know. It was too much with that. So moving on to Chriselle and Nicole. Like what happened with Bree and Chelsea, I feel like Nicole came onto the show basically hating Chriselle. She made up this whole lie, it seems like, about Chriselle, and how Chriselle stole credit of a house that she was on, and she never gave Nicole the credit. And Chriselle basically came out and said, did you get paid for that house? And she said, yes. She said, I didn't get no money from that house. I didn't get credit for that house. Well, her name was on it because she helped sell the house. But Chriselle never got paid for the house. So I feel like Chriselle held her ground with Nicole, because Nicole was definitely coming at her left and right. And I feel like Nicole's real issue with Chriselle was because of Chriselle and Jason. If you haven't watched this show, I strongly suggest like you watch the show to really understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, Chriselle and I think it has to do with Chriselle and Jason. And I feel like she was jealous, and she was jealous of Chriselle. And, Mary got past it. Do I still think Mary has a tiny bit of feelings still left there for Jason? Hell yeah. But Mary moved on at the end of the day. Mary moved on. Or maybe Jason has feelings for her still a little. I don't know. Jason confuses me like really hard, but yeah. So then this started this war between Nicole and Chriselle, and they got into a big argument, and Chriselle was like, well, talking about how you're on drugs and da 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 da. And I was just like, well, dang. I said, in my head, I'm thinking, did she just come up with that? Or is there just a tiny bit of truth to it? Like, if you did a couple things here and there, whatever. Do I think she was doing it that night? No. Do I think it was that serious enough to where Nicole needed to go get a drug test? No. I get why she got the drug test, I guess, but ain't nobody checking for her like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like Chelsea in a sense where I would have just, if I knew it wasn't true, I'm not going to go out there and go prove nothing. She said she went to a lawyer because she had the intentions of possibly suing Chriselle for defamation. But the funny thing is, you might sue Chriselle for defamation, but Chriselle can countersue you because you're sitting here saying that she's stealing your she took your business or whatever, or your name, whatever happened. Okay, she can countersue for that because that's defamation too. And it's like, you should think before you do stuff. You should really think before you do stuff. Because I'm like, Chriselle, oh, you going to sue me? Well, I'm just going to sue you back, and I'm going to lawyer up. The heck? Because you're not going to sit over here and say X, Y, and Z about me. And then when I say something about you, you don't like it, and then you go and get a lawyer. What? So I'm interested to see where that situation goes. To me, everybody else was just kind of there, playing the middle ground. I know Mary was super stressed out over everything. I just don't think Mary does not do well with drama. I can tell. And she doesn't do well with confrontation. And she didn't really have any help to deal with that type of situation. Her job is not human resources. And if she's going to be playing manager, human resources, and real estate agent, she deserves a pay increase. That's all I'm saying. That's not Mary's job title. She did not go to school for human resources. If they so badly need a human resource person, hello, I'll help with the fights and stuff. Like, I'll come work, whatever. But I feel like that's not her job title, and she should not be doing that. And then you have Chelsea over here telling Mary what she needs to do and how she should do it and stuff like that. We get it, Chelsea. You want to be up higher up in that office. It ain't gonna happen, Chelsea. It's not. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even like Chelsea like that enough to where I would want to see her in a manager position there. I get it. You know, you have the accent, you know, you're British and stuff like that. You feel like you can do it and whatnot, but you just entered this show last season, girl, through Christine at that, who's not even on the show anymore. Don't try to weasel your way up into the company as a manager and stuff like that. Don't do it, girl. Don't. And I feel like Heather was just kind of there. Amanda playing the middleman. You know, she's more the voice of reason because of her circumstances and the things that she's currently going through, which I pray that everything's okay. Once again, watch the show to know what's going on. I was kind of surprised Davina wasn't in the forefront, but at the same time, I actually get why Davina wasn't in the forefront because nobody really truly likes her. But she was still working there, and she was more in the background, and I don't blame her for that. Like, you there for your money, and that's really it, not to be in the forefront. So, that was the gist of most of the drama. So, yeah. If you have not seen the show, I strongly suggest you watch it from season 1 and don't just jump to season 6. It's a really good show. It's a guilty pleasure, you know. It's something to watch. It's something to be excited for. But I actually have to get ready to go see The Little Mermaid, and I'm excited, and I'm going to go see it by myself. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of me talking about Selling Sunset, my thoughts on the show, season 6. Thus far, like I said, I don't know if there's going to be a part 2 because it's like it alluded to a part 2. So you can expect another video once that comes around or whatever. So, oh, by the way, yes, this is my hair length, y'all. This is the growth. So we getting somewhere. So yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.